Get ready to do this thing, boys and girls. Hey, Nero.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news right here inside Shroud Avatar. 5 days a week. That's right. 5 days a week. Been doing that now for well over 2 years. So welcome to today's show, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, here in Shroud Avatar, September 7th, 2017. And of course, yesterday was the telethon, mini telethon.
It was.
Raised a little bit of money yesterday, not a whole lot. Just barely made the 50 grand mark.
Yeah, they ended up hitting 52,000
52
right at the
and change,
end.
right? Yeah.
Right at the end of the telethon. They don't add the additional amount added between 7 p.m. and midnight just because it doesn't affect the stretch goals. So any additional monies, we don't know what that was because
Correct.
they didn't publish
Now,
that.
for those
But
of you...
if you...
Okay, go ahead.
But I was going to say, for those really, really savvy people that they can actually figure out the actual amount that was really raised by looking at the pre-telethon amount raised and then after the telethon amount raised and just do some quick math.
If somebody was smart enough to write that number down beforehand.
Yeah, if they were smart enough to write that down beforehand. I was at their studio, so I definitely was not paying attention to that. And
you weren't paying attention to anything. You weren't
so what's really funny is
yesterday. Want to talk about that?
An hour before, myself and Pete the Noob, who's also another streamer,
the Noob.
We had that entire room set up. So it's like the mic was catching everything we had all the levels adjusted and everything was all good. We tested even the Google
Lord
Hangouts.
Corcoran, thank you
it
very
was
much for
all
this.
set up. Then right before we went live, Star moved the table.
That's funny.
And it's like everything was set up, and then it's like, crap. Now I got to move the mic. Now I've got to readjust all the levels, like right after we go live. So it's like, I have to do this on air.
It's like, you got to scramble. That ain't nothing new.
Yeah, I know. It's let's introduce technical difficulties into their stream.
Laz was there in spirit with you.
Yeah,
so.
Laz was there in spirit, affecting everything. So it was all Laz's fault.
Okay, that was nothing.
And then there was some really sad news. And thank you, Lord Hawkwind. Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Love
thank you. Pete the Noob, tuning in. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. So Pete can tell you that we did have everything completely set up beforehand, and we tested it. I mean, we have the little video clips and the moving of the table.
You have the proof, is what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah.
You have the
Yes,
screenshot.
we have a mini, like, 3-4 minute video recording of it.
That's funny. That's funny.
And on Facebook earlier today, I found out some really unfortunate news.
And what was that?
I need to find it again. Because this is something that not everybody knows about yet. And where was it?
Okay.
Richard Garriott's mother passed away Tuesday morning.
Oh, well, wow. My condolences. Our condolences.
And yes, so let me get you a link to the Ultima Codex article, and I'll go ahead and post that around all over the place. And see, Pete the Noob says it was 100% tested and ready. Move shit, everything goes to crap. So Richard Garriott's mother, as published by Ultima Codex, passed away Tuesday. And yes, so this is something that I just found out. She did actually some of the original artwork for Ultima.
She did the original Akalabeth. She was the one who
she did the Akalabeth. She also did some of the Ultimas, and then it was redone by Dennis Lubbe for, I think, Ultima 2 or 3. So original cover artwork for Ultima 3 is on there, and some of the other things. So she came up with the original concept for the box artwork. And then, so Helen Garriott did include a lot of actual contributions to
the life of Ultima itself.
To the life of Ultima. I mean, she even made some of the original trinkets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. The original trinkets.
I've heard a couple stories talking and conversing with Richard. And, again, I've heard the stories that he's told throughout the years of, how that artwork was done, how it, the original was hanging on the store shelf in a Ziploc or, a baggie bag with a little push pin hanging on the wall. How Mom did the first bits of artwork.
What about her pranking NASA?
Yeah, the NASA prank.
The NASA prank from Skylab. Yeah. I mean, that is something that you don't get someone with a better sense of humor. And you have to remember that Richard's dad, Owen Garriott, was an astronaut on Skylab, and his mom recorded a couple different scenarios of events that were happening on Earth. And while Owen was up on Skylab, he hit play and actually was conversing with Mission Control. Now, even though it was a recording, they thought it was live, and that
Richard
she stowed
did
away
the
somehow.
Same exact thing during his adventure up to the space station,
the ISS.
As well.
Yes.
They actually did a little movie where his mom makes an appearance in that movie.
His mom is in the movie,
which was also funny as hell. People, if you've not seen this, I do suggest digging up the archives on Google it. I'm sure you'll find it out there.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say Google it. I know it's out there.
The movie is Man on a Mission.
Right.
It's only like a few minutes long, but it is the first movie filmed in space. So it is the best sci-fi film filmed in space. There's no competition there. And the script for it was actually written by Tracy Hickman.
is yeah, that's right. That's right. Tracy actually wrote that with Richard to pull that. That's right.
So,
Little interesting
yeah.
factoid there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the best movie filmed in space was written by Tracy Hickman, recorded by Richard Garriott, and he also acts in it and everything else. So
And the space station crew was in on it and was really good. Good, just doing the whole thing along with Richard. It was great stuff. But yeah, Pete, I'm surprised nobody mentioned it yesterday. And
I think that's something that I don't know if Richard told everybody, and that would kind of kill the ability to raise some money, I think. And so they wanted to keep it focused on Shroud of the Avatar instead of just on Richard. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Our condolences. She will definitely be missed by the world, and she was the mother of Ultima, literally.
Yes, she was the mother of.
Can we call her the mother of all MMORPGs? Absolutely. Wasn't for this lady, we wouldn't have had Richard, and of course, you know what Richard's contributions were to all this. But again, she had so many contributions to it on her own. Just wow. Sad day.
Yes.
Very
sad day.
Joining us here on set.
Yeah, so.
When you bought your games at Radio Shack. Before Radio Shack, it was most likely the comic book store where they were first doing all that stuff. I don't think Radio Shack was really into. I know they were buying the parts from Radio Shack to build the computers, but I don't know if Radio Shack was actually hanging software
distributor.
on the walls.
Yeah, I don't remember Radio Shack doing that, but
I believe that was your local comic book shop that usually had that, or your one local geek computer repair shop that where they were building those machines out of and getting them into people's hands.
Did I tell you the story of my first Voodoo card?
No.
Going into a little PC repair shop in Austin, and like everybody in there smoking, and it's like this was the $300 Voodoo card when it first came out.
Voodoo card.
And they're like, yeah, the only people that uses these are graphic engineers, and it's like, yeah, I'm a gamer.
Yeah, no, it was, I had a couple of run-ins, my first couple machines. Something about magic smoke and video cards that when you let the magic smoke out, they seem to not want to function properly.
No.
And I don't want to. I don't even want to go into how many video cards I smoked in my first couple systems. You learn to be very careful after smoking a couple video cards. But,
yes. Yeah. I know. So, did you learn anything yesterday on the telethon?
I did and I didn't. Again, I was busy doing a half dozen other things, so I didn't catch the whole thing. And again, being a short telethon, I had other things going on here in game that I really couldn't focus too much on that. The big question is, did you pay attention while you were sitting in the room there? Because I want to find out who those folks were, since we really didn't hear it on video.
So, that was the CEO of Travian. That was sitting directly next to Star, and the other person, she was the executive producer of, I can't remember what game, but we did learn something weird. There's going to be another executive producer for Shroud of the Avatar.
We heard that. I did actually hear that part.
And I'm curious whether or not that becomes executive producer that's really responsible for the localization projects, or if it becomes executive producer of the entire project, because Travian and Portalarium have both said they are both developers. Travian is not a traditional publisher. And that is something where it becomes, what is this new person going to be doing in their role, and what are their responsibilities going to be? And
now,
I don't think anybody's really clear on that right now.
I saw a little piece that was a DLMB type piece, which was a reassurance that there is not going to be a repeat of like what happened over at EA many years ago.
Yeah, so Travian isn't sitting there telling them.
Curious that he brought that up around the same talking point.
Yeah, because the important thing to remember is that Travian is really a developer. They're not really a publisher, and so they know the same lingo. They know the same roles. The difference is that Travian has a better outlet for actually publishing and distributing the game that Portalarium doesn't have, and so they're really going to be facilitating that distribution.
Indeed.
And so that also means that more than likely they've got a better advertising budget.
Well, and my understanding was that the folks who signed on for publishing are footing the bill for that, or at least contributing to the cost of that, or picking up whatever it is their deal is. They're making a buck somehow off of it. Otherwise, But anyway,
yeah,
it's good to see things moving on. And again, I still see a handful of naysayers out there. The most popular one out there right now, and I gotta love when these guys do this, because the timing in the forum posts, I don't know whether it's really connected or not, but in the last two telethons, they've spoken about getting the physical rewards out, and that they're actually working on getting the physical rewards all, tucked away and all that.
Well, that I really think that they have to get all their physical rewards done, because you have to remember how many of those items require Richard's signature.
Lots of them.
And I do know that they were looking for one of those signature machines and contemplating getting one of those to facilitate the signing of all the items. But even that requires a lot of work, because they wouldn't be buying one of the super high-end ones. They'd be buying one of the cheaper ones.
I just think they got to suck it up and sit down and do an old-fashioned signing session.
Yeah.
Just, assembly line. Have one guy passing it. He signs it. Pass it.
That is probably Richard signing for a week.
Yeah. Now, of course, I've seen Richard do this before on video. He did it when he took a visit over to Rustic Dragon, Hearth of Britannia. And I died. I actually watched like 90% of that video of just
the entire thing
after the other.
Richard's just
one after the other.
Lord,
man. Edward just passing it to him. But I mean.
And then here's the pizza. How do I stop?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's the.
I see people now again. I was just before I went to bed last night. I just happened to check the forums, and you got people going, "Oh, we're never going to get these things." It's like, dudes,
we will get them.
They're coming.
It's no ifs, ands, or buts. We will get them.
Yeah.
It's one where it's until they actually nail down a time for release. They still have. And we know that they said that they've been in contact with manufacturers, and they're trying to get the manufacturing done.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. I mean, they've given us updates in the last couple telethons, and I just don't get the, first off, anybody who signed up for this read and knew that these guys were determined not to release this game until it was done. End of story. No publisher in the world has ever done this before. There is no timetable. They're not going to let anything force their hand. They are going to wait until they believe it's done, and then it's going to be released. End of story. And at that point, then they're going to give us the physical goods. I've had no reason to doubt that. I still have no reason to doubt that.
And we also know that we're much closer to release than we have been in the past.
I just don't understand people still naysaying, we're not getting them and they're never going to deliver. And what? So far they've delivered a hell of a lot more than I ever expected. That's for starters.
This isn't Star Citizen. We can actually play the fucking game.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So we're not sitting in a parking garage looking at a shiny little home or ship that you can't do nothing with.
So
for $200 million.
Hey, yep. But we do have free trial number 73 kicking off right now. So
73.
Yeah, I can't remember what number. But so free trial starting today until September 27th. So there is another free trial for get new players in, and we have noticed that the number of people that play in the free trial is increasing as far as the retention rates, and the more that they are able to retain those new players, the better.
Now, of course,
that also means it gives them time to fix new player experience as well.
I was just going to say, they talked about that yesterday as well, that there's going to be a little bit more hand-holding as it was, but a lot more tooltip and direction is going to be part of what they work on this next release cycle. And, this way people will be able to get more visual aid as they traverse through the intros and getting acclimated with the world and all that. And I'm looking forward to seeing that because, again, what we've gotten so far, what we've gotten to be a part of has just been phenomenal. I'm loving the ride, and while we may not be the staunchest supporters of every little thing they do, is we like to tell it as it is, and
we can still be fans of the game and still be critical of
all I
aspects.
Can say.
So
we're critics,
and it's one where only a deluded fanboy loves absolutely everything about everything.
Well,
so
got to take a throwback to one of Richard's favorite stories of the guy who would write him a letter every time he released a game, told him what a piece of shit it was, and then
the next letter is the best thing ever.
It's the best thing ever, and then next game, what a piece of shit it is. And he's got these letters from this one fan over the years who did this with every single game he released.
And the funny part is, another developer also has the same letters from the same guy.
Yeah. Just too funny what goes on out there.
I do have some good news though.
Oh, what's the good news?
It's Minerva's birthday.
Minerva's birthday. Yeah, I was gonna say we missed Crazy Phil's birthday. His birthday was on Monday. He was at Dragon Con. Yeah, what a treat that must have been.
Where he got to do a duet with Star and do some dancing with Richard and Star.
Now that makes
the grinding video of them grinding on each other, we kind of missed, but I'm sure Spec
that's
has
in
it
the
somewhere.
archives, isn't it? That's,
Spec
that
has
may
it.
make it into the calendar. Don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. the NBNN calendar. Don't forget send your nudes to nudes at nbnn.info.
At nbnn.info. That's right.
Yes.
Of your risque in-game provocative photos. And we will make it into a calendar.
Let's see. Is Minerva in-game right now? And I don't see her. I don't see her in-game right now.
I haven't seen her much. She should be due for an event or a party soon.
Some Adultima.
Some Adultima, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Adultima.
Yeah, there is no stand-up corner from yesterday, so we can't really talk about that.
But I'm not worried about that.
I did
Out there.
I did give Kat a little fair warning about Lunch with Laz and Jack, so if she ever tunes in, she's
I tell you what,
little bit of warning.
a
little bit.
I haven't met Kat personally yet, but just watching her on video and seeing her interact with the rest of the staff, she looks like she's one of the boys down there. Even though she's running around the office in a skirt, that's gotta throw everybody, including the other girls.
Yeah, like today, she said she wasn't coming into the office until after lunch, but so she works from her studio at her home, and she did play some of these sound effects that she's working on. And one of the first things that she's going to be doing is adding sound effects to the user interface. Then she's going to go through and change a bunch of the other in-game sound effects. And I tried to dissuade her from changing the orgasm sounds in Ardoris.
Dissuade her?
Dissuade her. I don't want her to change those because every time I go into Ardoris, it's like I've got a little chuckle. Well, yeah. So, yes.
Yeah.
And
you want to volunteer to do the voiceovers? Yeah.
Oh, I don't think people want to hear my orgasmic voice. Yeah, that's not what you want to record.
Yeah, and Pete, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I know those people. They complain about things that are already in the game, and they just don't know the mechanics of them. And
yeah, I mean, it's like even people that sit there and argue about like the visuals. They don't understand. It's like, you know what? The most popular game on Steam right now is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, okay? Which is a first-person shooter. But if you look at the trees and you look at the grass, it's the exact same as Shroud of the Avatar. Even though it's built in the Unreal Engine, it's a lot of the same resources are used. And it's one where it's like you end up with like so much of this technology being recycled because developers are not designing their own systems. And so it's like to say that the game looks extremely dated is a fallacy. And it's one where it's like you can't have everything look like a brand spanking new interface for everything, because you end up with unusable game. I mean, you can say, hey, look, it's Star Citizen's graphics, but then you start looking at like the cheating stuff and how things are done. I was playing Overwatch, which is a very modern game, the other day, and I actually noticed that they have the exact same clipping through clothing problem that's happening in Shroud of the Avatar.
I mean, literally, how many different grass and dirt terrain variations do you think can be made out there in the world? I mean, it's grass and dirt, you know.
Yeah, but it's one where it's like many developers are using the exact same graphics for developing their games, assets. And so it's all assets because yeah, and it's one where it's like, are you going to go with some sort of semi-realism, or are you going to go with a cartoon style, or are you going to go with something else? Doing graphics in space and making everything look high tech is a lot easier because you're dealing with mostly black. You don't have to worry about terrain for most of it. And if you ever get to terrain, you can make it as surreal as you want to be. Whereas if you're developing in some sort of world, you can either go for like a super cartoony style. And that's one of the reasons I never played WoW, is because I didn't like the graphics, because I didn't like that style. It's like, I much more prefer, if I'm playing an MMO of some sort, I prefer more of a Middle Ages look to things. So, but that's personal preference. So people need to realize what their personal preferences are and how those actually affect games, design, systems, and artwork. Yay.
Yay!
So, random soapbox. Which one are we getting on next?
Oh, I don't know. There were a couple questions out there. Of course, we were doing questions yesterday before the show, and most of the ones we covered, I think we were spot on.
Well, most. Sense? I mean, we know how they're going to answer most of the questions because it's things that they're not really changing direction on. Sometimes they surprise us and sit there and say, well, actually, yeah, that is kind of a good idea, even though in the past they've said no.
The Kodo sales one was a no-brainer, and of course, I love how they even get into the whole story of it's like we did it once, and I'm like, yeah, that's it, and then we perpetrate that, you know.
We fucked up once and didn't realize what it would do to the Kodos market. But if you're looking for cheap Kodos, you can still find them on shroudmarketplace.com.
That's right. Seder Stinky Sewer Shop.
And Armelian's Gold and More.
Armelian's Gold and More. Gotta love these. And they're cheaper than the add-on store, too, which is
significantly cheaper. On the add-on store, you get 100 Kodos for $80. On Shroud Marketplace,
they dropped the price?
85? Yeah, 85 probably. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've checked that, but on Shroud Marketplace, 100 Kodos is $65. It's a deal you can't
beat it.
Can't beat it.
That's like them putting it on sale, but it's there every single day. So.
Oh yeah, until they run out, and a bunch of other things were just added, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Woohoo!
Well, jiggle physics, Drager, is a priority that most everybody wants to see, but I don't think we're going to get to see a lot of that just yet. Unless Gix is going to add it with the new butt slap emote.
Gix does have a lot of work with the butt slap. Yeah. Yeah, gotta love butt slaps. The real question is, what is Scrota doing in front of Mom?
I don't know. Maybe he's just sitting there.
Well, he's like staring at her. It's like, is this supposed to be intimidation?
I don't know, but I'm a little weirded out.
Why? Are you sure about that, Mom?
Yeah.
Now, of course, gotta mention, for those of you who didn't notice, a little change of pace up here on the set today. We added some new furniture. Of course, the only one who seemed to notice or make any comments was Mom, and I had to love Mom's comments. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't know nothing. I tell you, I did not realize...
Didn't you type it out in game?
I did not realize that we had such a good-looking furniture here. And I was out with Mordor yesterday. Morgor, sorry. Mordor is a location, not a player.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, well, maybe these days. But I was with Morgor, and we were talking about lots, and he was a basement troll. He was living in a basement. And he took me down, and of course, he's got it all decked out, man. I mean, this place he's got out there in Snug is definitely a man cave or a troll cave, as it was. And he had this black leather sofas down there, and it was just all duded out. And I'm like, dude, where did you get this? I got to get some of these. These would be great on the set.
Well,
now we just need a real set, and then we might actually be looking.
Hey, we can do what we did a couple of years ago and just put up the walls right behind us, and then we can kind of fence it in, and then from there we can do all kinds of other things. I mean, we have options. You realize that, right?
I do. I don't know. We may have to try that. I just don't like being walled in. It's why we wear kilts, you know. We don't want to be walled in down there.
Oh, Justin just messaged me saying no show for her tonight.
No show for Justin tonight. I believe she told us that. That's why we had to confirm with Clipsy. Clipsy was on Diva Time
was on the air last night, yeah.
Well, it was all lists and Gix's fault, according to her. As they got her started on a pavilion, and all of a sudden, the next thing she know, time had flown by. And I had to do, is Diva time in motion? She's like, oh, shit.
Well, last night I had to remind List that the Virtue League started at 7, and that was at 7:30.
7 is when Arius used to start. I thought it didn't start till 7:30.
Well, it doesn't really start until 7:30.
Yeah, okay.
They give about 30 minutes for registrations.
Which makes sense.
So then after that, it's like, yes, he was still in the office working hard. And when I said,
you've
hey,
been to his love dungeon?
oh, yes, I have definitely been in Pete's love dungeon.
Ooh.
And I even danced topless in Pete's love dungeon.
He danced topless in Pete's love dungeon.
Yes, I have.
And you have no screenshots of this?
Well, it was on
For the
his
calendar?
stream. It was on his stream. So
Pete,
you'll have to go
we
find
need
one of his
screenshots,
Pete the
Pete.
Noobs. So yes, if you do not know Pete the Noob, you do need to follow his Twitch channel. So twitch.tv/Pete the Noob.
Pete
So
the Noob.
do watch his show. He is
All
a
one
Twitch
word.
partner, and he does some great things. So yes, and he is right. I did throw money at him and Kodos. So
Sater says, no worries. He's got 2,000 Kodos for sale out there. So if you're buying by the
sweet.
hundreds, yeah. I figured Sater had a little stockpile there. I didn't think he just had 100 up for sale. But there we have verification. He's got a couple thousand for sale, folks. So don't worry about him running out. You just make your way over to shroudmarketplace.com to Sater's Stinky Sewer Shop, and he's got plenty of those if you're looking for them at a bargain.
Oh,
Amen
absolutely.
to that.
Oh, yes. Now he's really going to go hunt it. And that was about 7 a.m.
Yeah, I believe Sater,
so.
Sater is the guy who tells us the story that before Shrouded Avatar, his girlfriend never told him to play video games.
His wife is actually, yes.
Yeah, now his wife tells him, go play video games.
Go play video games, yes. Which is an absolutely wonderful thing to have.
It's a beautiful
to be
thing.
told.
That's all I got to tell you. Yeah,
when your wife is telling you to go
When
play video
your wife's telling you to
games.
go play video games and make a little money, you don't argue with the woman. You've got to keep her.
And Sater is actually developing a game with his 7-year-old daughter, which is even cooler.
Ah, yes.
So she's writing the
mentioned that
storyline. He's
before.
doing all the programming. So
We've mentioned
it
that
is something.
before.
Yes. So it is something where it's like this is bringing out the best of everything.
Love this community. Love the folks around us. You know, love everything that I see people doing. I mean, you know, meeting people like Sater, meeting people like Slashy, meeting people like Richard and Star, Pete the Noob. I don't think I've had the pleasure yet, but look forward to that. You know, I know you have. Yeah, and all the people. I mean, Winfield. I mean, I love Winfield to death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Always a pleasure seeing him out.
As I've said before, it's like this game has actually. I've met more people from this game than I've met in all of my gaming history.
Absolutely.
So this game is
physically
where,
actually met these people. Yes.
Oh yeah. Whereas like when I played UO, I think I only knew one other person's phone number, and I only called him because I kept on looting his house because he forgot to lock his doors when that was a thing.
I was gonna say, my gaming history probably before this, I knew the most people only because I used to go out to the arcades and the local video game hotspots, and I knew all the people out there, you know, back in the day. You knew whose 3-letter tag up on the high scores. You knew everybody's name by their 3-letter tag, you know.
You want, yeah. And Justin wants everybody to note, our life is not complete without having met the Deco Divas.
That's
that
right.
Was,
if you haven't
that,
met the Deco
that was the most
Divas
important meeting we have ever had was meeting the Deco Divas.
Now, we gotta congratulate the Divas for winning a prize in the Dragon Con photo contest. They won $10 store credit, I think the ladies got, for wearing their bodice tops and bunny ears.
Bunny
with
ears,
Lord British, yes. Doing a little cosplay photographing out there.
Yep. Then let's see. Other winners. I'm sorry to say, but the Obsidian Kabbalist costume takes the cake.
Crazy,
especially
Phil.
with
We showed you
the stage picture.
The other day.
The stage picture of the Kabbalist over a dead Lord British was pretty awesome.
That was the keeper, yeah. And Phil did a great job on that mask. I know he had a little help from the community as well, who gave him some pointers as to what to do with it, but he pulled it off, man. It really looked cool. What's so funny?
Well, considering Justin just called me an ass.
Oh, well. Okay. What did you do this time? I didn't hear anything too bad.
I said.
Oh, you replied back something that yeah, we didn't hear.
No, I didn't say anything that was bad.
Yeah, I know you're an ass. I mean, that's
yeah.
You're on
I think. And the Deco Divas said they were going to write if Phil didn't win, and Phil did win. So I mean, it is by far the best.
Oh well, yeah.
But when you have Unseen Dragon, that is Joseph Drazen, who in game is, I can't remember. Who is Joseph Drazen in game? He's also a member of UDIC, which is the Ultimate Dragons, where he is Unseen Dragon. He's Prism 207, I believe. With his dressing of the avatar, Hobbit Dragon dressed up also as in his avatar outfit.
I didn't get that
Deco
one.
Divas. What?
He didn't look like he was in the avatar.
No, he was just wearing the avatar tabard, realistically.
Okay.
But if you ever actually go to any of the Ren fairs and you can look for the 6'6" Hobbit Dragon, he does wear that quite frequently, or he dresses up like a hobbit.
Pete, you seem to be a man after my own heart, so I'm going to be looking forward to that one.
Oh, absolutely.
He says, we're going to get weird at SodaCon. Me, you, Jack, Ox, Core. Yeah, that already sounds like a group of misfits we need to really have together in the same room.
Oh, yeah. And see, what I've been told that I've met Core before, but I can't remember who Core is.
I thought he was down one of the telethons.
I can't remember who
he has another name as well.
Yeah. As soon as I see him and he'll be like, oh yeah, I'm Core, and then I'll be like, yeah, I know who you are. Yeah.
Who let the dogs out?
It wasn't me. I'll let you know that.
Lantern Beefly.
Okay, so what other things actually happened during the telethon? Because I was trying to figure out their let's move the table issues.
Yeah, well, mostly it was blame Chris.
Well, I mean, Shroud math is an issue at times.
Chris said, if anything is wrong, everybody blames me, so blame Chris for all the bad stuff out there. We love you, Chris.
Well, yeah.
He's going to be doing a lot of cleanup again. Most of what we're going to see this next release cycle is going to be clean and polish, and they're looking to reduce the frame rates or increase the frame rates. Sorry, not.
Yeah, increase the frame rates, increase performance, work on LODs, and find ways to decrease the hitching problems.
Yes, and I've noticed a couple little issues with hitching. Really weird. Seems
I was
like
actually
if I close or open a chest while I'm trying to play music and things, just little weird things cause some weird hitches. But I'm sure they'll figure that out.
I was going to say, you weren't, no one else got to hear this, but we did have a brief conversation. I was going to say that was between Pete the Noob, myself, Justin the Deathbringer, as well as Chris. It was actually a couple separate conversations where we actually talked about the hitching problems. And one of the things is actually a Unity problem, because Unity, you have your memory allocation. Unity doesn't allow you to be very specific about what it is. And if you're doing it in C++, you'd be able to do it because you'd be able to program all that memory allocation yourself. And actually, that was with the AI guy. That was with Jason Yenawine.
JY.
But yeah, JY. But Unity arbitrarily assigns portions of that memory management, and so that causes. And so whenever you load into a scene, it's loading all kinds of different shaders, all kinds of different elements, and that creates some of the memory problems and the hitching problems is related to Unity, because this is the largest Unity project in existence right now.
Shroud
So
is?
yeah. Realistically, the Shroud Unity project, I believe at last I heard, was approaching 200 gigs as the actual project size.
Right.
And so whenever they actually have issues, Unity's like, hey, send us your project, 200 gigs uploaded later.
Yeah.
And it becomes, okay, where's the issue? And a lot of it is Unity specific. That's where sometimes they have to actually have a Unity engineer fly in and deal with the issues or evaluate things. And they find things like, oh, this is actually a problem in Unity's source code.
We didn't think about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this is where, when Star talks about, since we are a scene-based game and we're trying to work on these issues, some of the issues are directly related to Unity's memory management, and that's where they have to go through, re-optimize shaders, re-optimize every aspect of the game, and that's where you also have your LODs come in. And don't forget, LODs are, when you look at, so think of it as different circles as far as distance. Really close, you'll have a high level of detail. Then as you get further away, that level of detail decreases. So
Absolutely.
So when you're looking at something in the distance, it is going to be not very detailed at all. But if you look at something up close, it's going to be very, very detailed. And that's dealing with like polygon displays. And then from there, that is something that we do know that in Shroud has actually caused substantial issues, because they had not done a lot of LOD performance work.
It's coming.
It's coming. And
you know what else is coming?
What?
The end of the show.
The time? The time, yes.
End of the show is actually coming.
We
here.
really did
That's
have no plan for today at all.
We never have a plan. I mean, we get stressed out enough. Of course, we're just two guys sitting around talking about what's going on in Shroud Avatar, telling you how it is. And today happened to be a little extra sad, but extra special. We got to talk about a lot of things that we probably wouldn't have talked about. Of course, the passing of Richard's mom again, very sad to hear, but we send our wishes and condolences. And again, yeah, she was a piece of that Ultima history, people. That's all I can say there.
And her loss will be felt within the community, I think.
Yes, I think now the more that the people see this in the community, we'll see that chatter out there in the world, and we'll hear some other stories come out. And if we come across any good ones, we'll share them as well. But meanwhile, we've got to move on and start tying it up for today. Of course, we got to tell you about the wonderful NBNN Shroud Avatar app out there that you too can have on your mobile device. If you want to take all your Shroud Avatar favorites with you, you want to check out the forums and keep on talking about what's going on. You want to listen to our recent podcast? You want to check out the DJs live on the radio or listen to us in replays? You want to read the newspaper, the NBNN Daily Britannia, published 7 days a week? Or you want to check out what's going on in the world today? You can check out the NBNN Shroud, the Avatar Community Calendar, hosted on NBNN.info and on the NBNN Shroud, the Avatar app.
Yes, that community calendar is on NBNN.info. Just click on the calendar button at the top, and that will take you right there. And don't forget, all times on the community calendar, Central Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia Time.
Nude Britannia
and
time.
Since Laz has aggregated every single available Google public calendar related to Shroud of the Avatar, if you have one and you don't see it there, you need to email news@nbnn.info, and that guy will eventually do something with it to where it appears in this list.
This magical list of events.
This magical list that sits there and populates all kinds of weird things that tells you at 12s and 6s around the clock, Monday through Friday, you can listen to two idiots interpreting the news so you don't have to on Radio Free Britannia.
WRFB. That rocks.
You forgot the ring. Yeah, it took you
I
long
didn't
enough to do
forget.
that one. Okay, you just wanted the super pregnant pause. And that is lunch with us.
These
Then
guys.
at 7 p.m. this evening, you can join the Phoenix Republic PvE nights. That's with Kazan Phoenix Fire, who's back, and
Back.
Malhari.
In the saddle.
At 7 p.m. on WRFB
WRFB. That rocks.
is the 70s at 7. Don't forget, Nurse Justin's show tonight has been scrapped.
Preempted. She's still
She
recuperating.
is traveling.
She's still on the road? That's right.
Yep. She gets home later tonight, and that would be a little bit too stressful for her.
Yep.
Then after that, the final event of the evening is going to be on Radio Free Britannia.
WRFB.
And that's it.
That rocks.
That show with Laz's dad, The Record Room.
The Record Room. You want a nice history lesson 5 days a week in the history of rock and roll? Tune in at WRFB Radio Free Britannia and listen to The Record Room every Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's right.
And
One
that
of
is our
those
community
pre-recorded
calendar.
shows we have out there, and
Yep.
we've got about 2, 3, 4 years worth of shows, so plenty of rock and roll history to go through there. That's for sure.
Yes. And
Lots
that's our community
and
calendar
lots.
for September 7th in Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of the Avatar. That's
Yep.
right. And of
Yeah.
course, don't forget to tune in to us every day every day, Monday through Friday, except weekends, not every day. I don't
Somewhere.
know. We make this shit up. This is live, people. This is live. Come on now. Hang on. I got to do something here. I need
What are you trying to figure out, man?
It's too quiet. I need some background music. All right. Anyway, don't
Nice to
forget.
do business with you.
Thank you. Us, NBNN. Tune in, check it out, NBNN.info. I love this shit. We all love this shit. Great stuff that we bring you here. And again, the latest news, updates, happenings right here on our show. Of course, the Airy Fund, we got Think Pink coming up in October. And it's going to be one big month. I know people are getting ready. Nero, are you in the room here?
Yes, I am.
Paying attention. Now, Nero's got an event coming up, and I'm going to just toss you under the bus here real quick, but you got some things that you want to give away during an event for the Airy Fund next month, and would you be polite and share with the boys and girls what you've picked up and what you're going to be giving away, or what you've got for them as prizes for whatever the event is. We're not going to give the event away yet.
Hey, certainly. Basically, thanks to recent sales that have been going on, and I've, going to delve my hand in charity a little bit, try to help out the Airy Fund and help out some of the gamers here, and do a few giveaways. And basically, I got a Viking row, 4-story row house with the tax-free lot and 5-story basement. Throwing some decorations, and we're gonna get that into somebody's hands. And yeah, like Les said, the actual event and whatnot will be forthcoming. So just
we'll
stay
probably
tuned.
be raffling that off to somebody for, of course, donations, I'm going to guess. But this is what the community's doing out there and thinking ahead of the game. And Nero is one of our newer players, and he's become very acclimated to the world, and he's jumping right in, wanting to help out there. And we appreciate it, Nero. So I just wanted to go ahead and point out that you too can help in a dozen different ways. You can help by just spreading the word. You can help by signing up for one of these streams. You can all sorts of stuff. Check out the airyfund.org, or come on in and ask Jack and I or any members of the staff, and we'll be more than happy to tell you all about it. Coil more
That's
wands. That's right. Coil more wands. You can also speak to this guy. He's the guy taking care of all the streaming initiatives out there, keeping all the streamers together for our charity organization, Arius Coil More. And of course, he's on WRFB every Monday night with the GMC Top 20 from 7 to 9. So check him out as well. Scroda Music. What's to say? You get Scroda to hang around and do anything you want.
Follow you for an hour.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we do mean anything. The
He will
Britannian Mining
grovel
Company
for you.
wants you to come check out Market Road. Market Road's located in Black Rock Cove, over in the Quell region, right next to the town of Exeter and the Exeter Mines, for your mining convenience and pleasure. Check out all the vendors out there. They got all the great items you need for your crafting. Relics by Rills. Got those exciting mugs in stock out there. Jack's wearing a Relics by Rill t-shirt, as do I. Every single day I wear a Relics by Rill Trinity Avatar t-shirt. It's probably because I just never change out of these clothes. This is all I ever wear. You all know that.
Well, when you don't wear pants, you don't have to worry about
That's
your
right.
clothes.
You don't have to
getting
worry
dirty.
about clothes too much. We only wear this because Twitch makes us. Otherwise, we'd be naked. RelicsByRill.com for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar swag. If you need t-shirts, you need hats, you need patches, you need the NBNN I Love This Shit bumper sticker. You need other stickers. You need coffee mugs, beer stein, shot glasses, hoodies, you name it. Rill's got it out there with some kind of Shrouded Avatar swag on it. And if you want to save a little bit money when you check out, use the promo code NBNN when you check out at relicsbyrill.com. You'll save 10% off your purchase. WRFB.rocks, Radio Free Britannia, bringing you all sorts of great entertainment throughout the week. And you know the spiel on that one, because we got to give the marketplace a minute or two. Can't go anywhere without talking about the marketplace and telling you about all the wonderful deals on the virtual vendable goods out there. ShroudMarketplace.com.
You mean that place where you can go and buy anything and everything related to Shroud of the Avatar
Like
from different
recall and
players?
teleport scrolls for $4.99, Jack.
That's right, on sale for $4.99.
$4.99.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if you
Buy
start looking
now.
at a little bit of everything up for sale, every single one of the vendors is a different player. Each vendor maintains their own inventory. 65 current vendors registered on Shroud Marketplace, and every single day you have to go visit and see new things like Ring of Death attunement, Ring of Life attunement, silver ore. You need bulk arrow on Shroud Marketplace. Anything and everything including teleports and recall scrolls by Senesys stuff. Those ones from Weddings and More by Laz, they might be broken a little bit. Or if you're looking for a village pavilion, that is all there. Just go to shroudmarketplace.com, register for an account to buy, and during the checkout, it'll tell you, what name do you want this delivered to? And you fill it out. Yay.
That's right. Don't forget to fill out that delivery name.
Yes. And you know what? If you're interested in selling your stuff, anything and everything can be sold, from accounts all the way to game gold, Crowns of the Obsidian, store credit, all the way to in-game services. Just like,
gotta love the services.
I love the services just because you've got leveling services by Maliki. You've got also Armelian's Gold and More leveling service. You've got cheese sign writing. So you need some help writing through cheesy writing with wedges of cheese in game.
Yes, we are. We are
the cheesiest.
We are the cheesiest. We are customers. We're not just clients. We're also
yeah. But, we're not just yes. We have also purchased the cheese sign writing for our cheese sign written on my lot.
We're not just paid spokesmen. We are actual clients. That's right.
Yes, we are actual clients of the cheese sign writing service. Scrota's music service, where $5 gets you. He's not going to do it this time.
Anything you want.
Okay. Yep. Or if you're looking for an in-game wedding, you need to contact that guy. Don't get his recalls and teleport scrolls.
You want to get
they're a little shady, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm
the
the
wedding
guy
on
to
the other
see.
hand.
I've got tuxedos. I've got wedding dresses. I've got the locations. I've got chapels. I've got beachfront, sunset, sundown, bloodletting, underground, lakeside. You name it. We've got a package custom tailored just for you. So if you want to get your love on in Shrouded Avatar, come see me. Lazarus Long's Weddings and More. Not just weddings, but a whole lot more.
Yay. And it's actually time for us to thank the most important people around here. That's you guys.
Kill me with
this. Hey, it's all your fault.
Yeah, I know. I can't help myself.
We couldn't do this show without you guys. Otherwise, we'd just be two guys sitting on a lot doing a whole lot of nothing. So thank you for hanging out with us on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on Radio Free Britannia.
WRFB. I think the couches are a success.
Hey, they worked.
Everybody sat today. I love this. Yeah. Anyway, we got to get out of here, folks. We'll be back with more for the weekend roundup tomorrow, right here on WRFB Radio Free Britannia. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye.